like to have you come with me now, and we'll open this black door at the end of the corridor here. I won't be able to keep it open very long, and I think you'll understand why. Here, I'll open it like this, just a crack, and you listen.
Beat philosophy, do like heat seekers and follow me. Bottom deep, deeper than the physics involved in quantum leap. Just take a minute to pause and stop to think. Wouldn't it be clearer if you close your eyes like sleep and open the part of your mind that blinks? Where your brain, the top of your spine will meet. More than probably, despite it being obsolete. If you do, you find you'll see beyond the lens of telescopic reach. Before this rhyme's complete, periodically you will experience fear and curiosity. Phobia interferes when your mind is weak. That means you gotta leave. There's a fine degree that lies between where you are and your body be. A simple complication where concentration's fully automated. Thoughts they shape and accumulate like going from stars to constellations. But you need more than 8/10 of your brain operating to abandon the human race and communicate on a larger wavelength. You must utilize all degrees involved in shaping your entire cipher, like Keanu Reeves when he saw the Matrix. They pulled out the most concealed weapon of all creation, but you can't use your hands to draw your brain care. These are the bases to defy inertia, fly further than foreign spaceships, levitate, walk in clouds as well as you can walk on pavement. Just let time fall, but common sense one day it all will make sense. I feel like a genie, you have no idea how long I've waited. You're never patient, I thought I'd never sleep till y'all awaken. From your conscious lives, look beyond the rhymes and fall adjacent. Watch through the eyes of tomorrow's ancient and believe what I say, like you're reading from Nostradamus pages. And if you don't see it today, then your children to make the observation. There's only one life we're living, there isn't an ultimatum. No alternate way of evolving, straight to a dolphin, transforming into an astral state of conscience. A rare form that lacks any basic content, therefore I declare war on behalf of the awakened launching a revelation of sorts, where you can stay or report, come in or leave. Everyone ain't made to mature. What this will be, you can't spare change when you pour. There's a way out, the doorknob just ain't on the doors. They hidden in plain sight like words when you say them in Morse. If you don't understand, that's cause mine's a different language than yours.
I'm a natural progression of the species.
I want to bring you up to date. You've been living with ignorance too long.
Please.
I want to impart some information because it's obviously coming back to you anyway, and I want to be the first. I want to be the very first.
As light fluctuates, primates sleep and butterflies wake. That's how I face for a human being. What do you mean? Well, the way the stern lines correspond with thoughts being dispersed from your mind. Are you thinking? I'm always thinking. Then you're not a human, you're a conscious being. And who might you be? Truly, I can't exactly tell you that. You see, I'm sort of a spell you cast. I'm here to give you this to take with you as you seek intelligence. A staff, what's this for? To guide you on your path. It'll take you to the answers to questions that you never asked. And his powers will ever last. But I'm asleep now, he began to walk away. I'm like, no, don't go yet. There's so much that I don't know yet. He stopped for a whole second, cast me a sideways glance. Then he vanished before I could advance. That was the past, this is the present. In reflection, I now know it was me to answer my questions. I came to myself to give me guidance for the knowledge I seek and give encouragement to find it. My thoughts disperse in my mind, travel the size of atoms when they not combined, and reintegrated another time in a book of rhymes, moving away from the spine. Or perhaps years ago, written backwards with Nostradamus' third eye. You ever see a bird flying, wonder why? Not why he's flying, but why he's flying at that specific moment in time. Where is he headed, and does he still have to decide? They just like us in that they lead their own lives. Maybe he's going to his man's nest, or maybe he wants to transgress, treat his brain like spandex and expand, stretch the limits of a bird's given nature of living, and go to a place that no bird's supposed to visit. You can also give into your curiosity, even if it's just periodically, it doesn't make a difference. Cause once you did it, you can't say that you didn't. It'll always be there, in the back of your mind sitting, waiting for you to access your imagination. You're trembling and shaking, but you can overcome that fear if you face it. You're scared because your life appears to be changing. It is, that's what happens. You must go astray from your older ways. Turn your back on your friends to go play. Do what you want, but you can't have it both ways. It's one or the other. And once you adjust your life structure, you can't influence others, not even your own brother. He ain't gonna change cause you tell him to. Yes he will, no he won't. He has to do it of his own free will. You can teach, provoke him to think, but you have no control over the outcome that he will reach. You can hand him a feather, but he has to dip it in the ink. I must admit, the situation is usually bleak. As soon as you speak, cats go into defense mode and slam the door on you and your info, like when the wind blows through a room with an open window. You have to improvise, the door can't close when the hinge broke. You can't treat your friends foes or your kinfolk like your kinfolk. They gonna take everything for a big joke. You gotta set them down, tell them shut up, listen, then you can go. When you finish, that's the end of the road, leave them alone. They gonna do whatever they gonna do. After you talk to them for an hour or two, you can't stress it any more powerful. Now let's go back like drowning in the fountain of youth. Back to you, have I reached you? Are you gonna change the way that you think do? Let all that water run out of your brain like a sink do? Or are you gonna sink to a lower level out of spite cause you won't settle for anyone to tell you to spike the treble in the vessel that nestles within your skull? I know it's hard, why not choose to overcome a pebble before a stone wall when it's so tall? And that small rock requires no effort at all. You don't have to walk before you crawl. I don't expect you to come that far after this one song. It don't have to happen instantly, but that pinnacle should be reached eventually. Don't you find it odd that for the past 8 or 9 centuries, probably longer because I don't know my history, that human beings are considered lucky to live a century? How come we still using medicine to cure injuries? By now we should be able to do that type of thing mentally. We should be able to do everything mentally. That's probably what we was meant for since our race's infancy. We just living machines, only living because we make decisions independently. If you taught computers that they needed electricity to stay in activity and build them so they can reproduce on their own and thrive, make one of their goals to survive, they look at electricity as the food they need in order to stay alive, then they be alive. As far as they're concerned, the ones we use don't do much of this, and they carry germs, viruses that destroy documents and shut down entire units of central processing. The same thing goes on inside of men, but you stupid motherfuckers won't even open your minds a bit. That's why you never go to half of the places that I've been, cause you're determined to further your unconsciousness, never to return the opposite direction and step with your walking stick.
Cognitive quickness, the opposite of the loss of the senses. Electrical impulses in constant suspension to encounter altered dimensions where the ratio of time over distance to which we oblige is much different. Every so often, like pinch hits, books are read like hot sauce on a biscuit. They are absorbed in direct proportion to interest. Almost always stories are so much more than what's written. They move forward within entire worlds in my head. I devote most of my life to my imagination and largely ignore what's outside this habitation. Do you imagine? Or are you a prisoner, an inmate, to the desire to be similar, not wanting to be alone, to be noticed for who you differ from? True, it's difficult, but there are 2 directions to every pendulum. In the future you'll regret if you neglect what you were inches from. But you and I stepped a different drum, so perhaps I am wrong, but perhaps not. Perhaps you abscond, perhaps you were so aptly withdraw, frightened by such an accurate song. Just the thought that you belong blows a hole straight through the back of your skull. It's too overwhelming to be attractive at all. What supports your world collapses and falls, like when a wrecking ball comes crashing through walls. But in order to make improvements, we must sacrifice pawns. This concept is correct, it's the perspective that's wrong. Nobody is helmed, everyone decides for themselves, for the betterment of their kind, they'll give their lives to propel. But faith fails, science avails, because religion only follows itself, deliberately plotting its trail. The study of knowledge that's there, science isn't trying to sell, but simply floats on the ocean of space all by itself. It goes where it goes, its destination nobody knows. The water's deep, deeper than inaudible tones. You may reach the bottom, but you'll never make it whole in your nose. And what I mean by this is when oxygen goes through a hose, even the strongest submarines on the globe would implode. Pressure of which is not meant to venture or go below, but strides differ. Mother Nature is time sister. Each age will see changes in the sublime picture, all of which culminates in a unified figure. When the cloud coming soon, the future provides winter. Sand will move through the sky with a huge eye in the center of all of my fists. Apocalypse including the 5 fingers and spit through the mic and splinter. The roots of the not remember to speed up evolution so humans will die quicker. Humans will rise hither, it proves apt to adapt. For when you're threatened with extinction, you have to attack. The weapons there on your hip like Indiana Harris's whip. You must change your parents to live. Again, a chess comparison fits. Pawns evolving to and from the pieces they are involved with. Lethargic is life in the wake of the star's darkness, but nonetheless, like a flower opening up, it will awaken. It takes time to grow and construct. Some volcanoes will erupt, others will slowly be shut. There's a balance, things are both folding and unfolding at once. wake up and unplug the matrix. Doing nothing's contagious. Others become complacent. It's a paradox. You keep each other reluctant to change. The butterfly effect. You can change the world with one tiny step. For how's a spider effect? If nothing gets stuck inside its web, don't wait for your food. The predator chases his food. He may trap it, but that's only after making some moves. The ultimation of a preparation cocoon. What crawls out is a well thought out plate to consume. Swallow it. Feed yourself with violence like the king on Lord of the Rings, the fire drench. I don't provide a shit, you simple-minded nursery rhyming kids can roll your boat, but I will drift and go where the tide permits. Nowhere that I exist, although I decide myself how my time is spent. For if my future is decided, then I do not exist. There would be no reason for me to exercise my consciousness. I may live a stranded life, but I won't live a stranded death. For I will live abandoned flesh, the prison in which man is kept. Nature happens, it does not manifest. It knows that if we let the sky die, the planet's next. So I will expand and stretch, develop what I can protect. Can one person make a difference with persistence? The answer's yes. But take what I have to offer and do what you will. Use it to destroy or use it to build. The illusions reveal, but what does the illusion conceal? Escaping the matrix takes far more than choosing a pill. For once you're outside, the sentinel shoot to kill. So if you fulfill your wish to remove the veil, I suggest you don't get caught like a blooper reel. Move with skill.
Light thinks it travels faster than anything, but it is wrong. No matter how fast light travels, it finds the darkness has always gotten there first and is waiting for it, 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 waiting for it.
In a dark world I exist, slightly lit, but there is light within. Far more than I provide you with when I say I'm here, because I insist. It's like explaining to someone born with hyperhearing what silence is. That's how futile the idea of conveying thoughts precisely is. Yet I attempt, for me hearing music like this, it's like disappearing through a spiral disc. To go on a series of idle trips, you'd be amazed at how much you can experience while you sit. Appearances lie like shit, eyes closed, they tilt to the sky even though they are blind. At the moment denied the ability to view as they normally do. It is an intangible sensation consumed, enveloped in hypothetical fumes, a pause in time that will never resume. Photograph, frozen past holding fast, slow to last. What do you know of that? Navajo read between. I ponder, sleep, and dream. Follow each week by week routine that is responsible for every attempt to delete these things. As this dark world speaks to me, I am reminded of these machines. The little that Matthew has provided will suffice to be serene, despite my wish that more of the light will be convened. What does life even mean? Curiosity, intrigue. I will follow these to the end of time and repeat. While I am not complete, it is the quest to piece together this puzzle. Find something worthy to give love to that urges me to come to. From this coma that we must undo. We are in an inert form of kung fu. There is so much more we must do. We are meant to imagine, but this multifaceted, deliberate distraction of anything that resembles plastic won't have it. They want life to be like freight with no magic. I wander away, shit is so tragic. I'm on some mind planes drifter, nomadic. Peace to Rishi, go grab it, meditate. You can hurry Krishna several ways, it's a perspective thing. There is energy in everything, even in dead remains. It's what exists when nothing else remains. The subtle wells and things, all of what it entails. A grave, impact, chiseling stone. Impression like that of depression living alone. But I remain intact with no evidence of a soul. Pressure builds fast but grows hesitant to explode. For what would debris accomplish better than if it's whole? It's effortless to just grow. Why resist evolution? To exert so much energy to surrender is stupid. Directed towards something more fit for improvement. The path to true master is a disciplined student. The gravity of his grasp is attractive as Mila Kunis, an event horizon grabbing a human. My blood drawn, Abby's eyes as she removed it. Once again, the subtle glints and the darkness, otherwise unavenged, are undersized with so much to give. Nothing provides us with gifts, for we are free to fill the emptiness as we please. Those who are envious lack degrees, so busy without, nothing is bound to hatch beneath. But when you travel within, your path completes. Who's the master? The last dragon speaks with a bullet grasping his teeth, demonstrative of what he can achieve. You'll see this happen when I significantly attach the beast. Once the sand winter is alas complete,
but time is voluminous. It is not only now and then, it is what the future is. Flooded with foolishness, I suffer through this shit because I know eventually it's coming to an end. Siddhartha, I show restraint, patience, and use my head. Peace the cloak. It's things like this that give me reason to hope, even though I know most of the thought we have to eat is choke. Staring at a tower of indecipherable speech below, many people soak. They think that person thinks they're dope, when many times that's not why the seed explodes. There's an entirely different source from which what they speak is grown. There are many things we don't know about one another, most of which will not be discovered, and that is no wonder. Being self-absorbed, what do you expect of others? My point could be expressed with numbers, 1 to 100. What do you share of all that is there? What you do to what you don't will be small when compared. Look into the mirror and get lost in the stare, so much so that you no longer are there. Take time to reflect, focus on yourself, not all the rest. You'll just be lost in the mess. Quit trying to fit everything in a box and accept any order that exists is chaotic at best. For every rule there is always except. In a dark world I exist, slightly lit, but there is light within, far more than I provide you with. When I say I'm here because I insist, it's like explaining to someone born with hyperhearing what silence is. That's how futile the idea of conveying thoughts precisely is. Yet I attempt. For me, hearing music like this is like disappearing through a spiral disc to go on a series of idle trips. You'll be amazed at how much you can experience while you sit. Appearances lie like shit. Practice throwing hidden hard swords at an iron curtain dartboard. I hit the bullseye and hit the hilt with each following sword. When knowledge is born, a cipher is formed perfectly. This cycle goes on for eternity. That's what a circle means. No beginning, no end, only what lurks between. Life is more than prior to death. That's also where the journey leads. Seeking more than this, I leave the forest and search for trees. I close my eyes, cause where I'm going, only the third can see. The hours striking lightning, exciting the biocircuitry. The other eyes can see the surface, the mind observes beneath. I prefer unique over the instinct to window think and don't do what they want, they just pretend at peace. Satisfied with not being satisfied, you must be kidding me. I will not put being myself second to anything. Words of wisdom, those who listen to instruments to me through the mic. What I write conducts a symphony, a masterpiece, but there has to be strength independently before those strengths can shape anything. Ivory shower, wind minus cloud, piano raindrops. My soul is in an obvious shaped box inside a weight lock, trapped between worlds like night and day watch. The gloam, the cell where alone, the parallel roam. This is best compared to the signal carried by cell phones. Not visibly well known, but nonetheless tangible. Just as substantial as bones, flesh. Despite distinctions, dimensions can't coalesce. The depth of both life and death, just think of how they might connect. My body's a deck, I'm a cassette. How do I eject? Everything is a puzzle. Consider the integration of struggle. You cannot compromise integrity without breaking its bubble. A cipher that is unstable will crumble. Anything one creates, one can undo, but it's not simply forward and reverse. Let's say we could explain the forming of the earth to determine how it's destroyed. We can't just push rewind, that's not how it works. You were given 2 paths to fight clubs, live powder burn. There are several steps one can take. It's like a labyrinth, elaborate multi-gravity staircase where the Goblin King had the baby and made Sarah Chase. My whole life I've been drawn away like Penn tears his face. I've had the sense that I belong somewhere in space, a feeling I can never shake, not even with the Richter scales heavy as quake. But someone or something just won't let me escape. I'm left in this cage, no chance for parole, subjected to age, willing but seemingly not destined to change. It hurts like hell, but I will not surrender the pain, for between beginning and ending there is many a page.
Into a better one. Destruction is always required before rebirth.
You've trapped yourself in the boundaries of space-time and causation, and this is because of your self-imposed illusion. And all your conflicts arise because of this. Birth and death, pain and pleasure, hope and fear. To end these problems, you must first end the illusion. But how's this done? The student asked. And the master replied, you are caught in this world like a fish in a net. But All nets have holes. Find one, escape through it, and you will see what reality actually is.
The subtleties abound, beauty for miles I drown. Fast evolution, my roots in the cloud. As I am being slowly introduced to the ground, face down, so I can evaluate what surrounds on my way down. It's not about being changed, but change how I remain the same while being changed around. It's like a Rubik's Cube, it's always a cube. It's just the larger of the two remains while you alter the smaller cubes. I say two in regard of size, one smaller, one huge. You can't truly talk your mind, it's impossible to. For one's thoughts live their lives at ultimate solitude. They can only be shared and part with the few, in proportion to who you do and do not offer them to. Food for thought has seeds, it's a remarkable fruit that is plucked off a tree with inexhaustible roots. Be lost in its leaves, I give autumn to you. Answer each of the ideas calling to you. May forever your imagination blossom and bloom. Don't be a Vic like Dr. Von Doom, following rules. They're trying to keep you in a bubble, fucking pop the balloon. Don't let anybody force you into not being you. That's some bullshit, like a male ox when it poops. Don't sit idle, paralyzed and confused, like your body subdued. Get on your feet like a pair of socks or some shoes. Don't inhale the paradoxical fumes. The air should not be consumed. The stars are after, they are not in cocoons. But that is not to say that they cannot again bloom. For space consists of exchanges, symbiotic balloons. The hypothetical God molecule conditions under which the concept of time is removed, not to be used. It is the lies that weigh you down. You can fly with the truth. Trees do not die with their leaves. They die with their roots, so provide them with food, and they will survive no matter what their bodies will lose. They're quite similar when they're horizontally viewed. The roots and branches in somewhat symmetrical form. For trees grow in two directions when they are born. Most of you dumb fucks should have never been born. You don't even grow in one direction. You're better off gone. My hatred for you is unparalleled and it's strong, so much so it can escape and take tangible form. Manifest the head, feet, 2 legs, hands and 2 arms. Possess hatred in the flesh. Stranded and lost, completely consumed. This is what I am, but I'm calm. See, the trap that once it possessed me was my plan all along. However maligned, when apprehended and used correctly, it provides the most powerful supply of fuel directly. If you think this is a lie, it's not the truth incorrectly. Just know if you try, your returns will be futile and empty. The sword of pragnate wisdom forges a blade. The truth hurts. Its wounds exude choreographed pain. A complex stance, the likes of which it sustains specific pain that doesn't discontinue or fade. Perhaps even beyond death, it will remain. For its presence is not expressed on a physical plane. You cannot get rid of it. Simple and plain, wisdom is not given. It is attained. A sort of pragnate wisdom forges a blade. The truth hurts. Its wounds exude choreographed pain. A complex dance, the likes of which it sustains specific pain that doesn't discontinue or fade. Perhaps even beyond death, it will remain. For its presence is not expressed on a physical plane. You cannot get rid of it. Simple and plain, wisdom is not given. It is attained.
Sword of Prajna, practice war with Lord Agni. Maha mantras inside me, enchanted lines guide me. Atma resides in my body, its counsels in my mind. I'm counting down the time till the final alignment. My countenance defining fine lines. Krishna Murthy's divine mind. Sign of the times, 80 sins. Babies in poverty, ladies in ignorance, laziness and indolence. I wake up in the midst of this, meditating amidst belligerence. We must stop the violence like Chris and his hip-hop alliance. Innocent kids drop like flies. Cats act like they got 9 lives. I watch them with the eyes of a tiger as time flies through my irises. Mind you, I'm not trying to find jewels. I attract them till they combine as mind food and travel up my spine from the root, illuminating chakras to blind fools while wise men chime in a sublime mood. I'm through with the conventional. Soon you will intentionally lose yourself and find youth. Who's to help you? Your mind is a tool and Buddha is a divine ruler. In time you'll realize truth. The real lies in you, but your third eye's blind like mine is. Those that are open find things without trying to scope them. Palms open, calm as a lotus, while others are dying and choking. I'm trying to provoke you to think beyond phonemes, beyond poems, to heed the lost omens. The cost is for your conscience to flow in. Lost in this growing forest full of shoguns. I show the sun's reflections to no one. My complexion's a cold sun, so I etched it in my neck like the Hopis predicted in writs. No peace till we envision the strips. Only then can we hope to deliver the ghosts from within us.
Yo, through the 5-star portal, astral, causal to immortal. Cast energies forward, enemies cornered. Plenty ignored divinity, wisdom, sword swing, levitating on rocky mountain tips. In contemplation, alien spaceships, universal beginnings. How karma stings, eyes of unanointed earthlings. We walk with kings, talking things before they're happening. As Shyamalan, Brahmastra bomb, atomic flash, plasma rotate like Saturn's rings. Galactic spin, metaphysics, sonic conch shell, purifies minds from hell. Time will tell who prophets and Baphomets are. We the stars, astronomic, ecliptic, elliptic, mythologic magicians. Celestial ascendant, respect the Veda base. Concentration, we master mystic transformations. Yo, eternal with patience, peace.
That's his purpose, to balance the equation.
What's your purpose?
To unbalance it.
He springs forth from a cloud and he falls down, sees the ground, but he doesn't know if he's allowed in this new world that's him surrounded. He is searching for answers, he hasn't found them, so he just keeps floating as if he's in a boat he isn't even rowing. As he moves, he hasn't a clue as to where he is going. Without resisting, he is headed wherever the clouds will lift him. True, this world is new, but how's it different? Will the people here be bothered by the number of children that die of hunger each time they count a minute? This is precisely why he's floating around to begin with. He had to distance himself, go to the outermost limits of the pitiful hell that he found he lives in. He couldn't ignore, he had to explore the power within him. His hatred has become second nature to him. He's become so numb he doesn't realize how painful it is. For a brief moment he sees a leaf blowing away from his limb. He's aware that there's a path that's on its way to the end. But just for a second, for the sake of pretend, what if it could be reattached but back in place at the stem? What if he can remove death and balance the equation that lives? Such of his thoughts, he knows it's not the way that it is. He isn't naive, he just doesn't believe and take what you get. He won't just sit back and wait like a bitch. He will approach rather than go away. Life's a bitch, he hates it, it's not like he wish, it's not even close. So he will design a remote that will take him to any station he picks. Travel the distance of a slight difference of time and space in a blip. That quick to a new dimension. I've been insane for a bit. If you're like me and not like you, this planet's making you sick. So support Joe Fayel, buy what he sells, start saving some kids, jackhammer the ground and pave it again. Every few days he should try to unendanger with them. Restore its natural glow, it has to blow, that's the way it'll win. The rotation and spin, push away from without to embrace what's within. Revolution, don't say it, make it exist. Without evolution, change the human races and shit. They are insignificant specks and they will go unnoticed over the course of time when your world and mine have both exploded. If boundaries were meant for my mind, it would have overloaded. The moral of the story is the mind should be wholly open with answer to movement's reception. What comes after a human? The change in reception is less than the actual movement. It's the perspective of a master with the lack of a student. When there's nothing to do but stimulate growth, fast evolution. Answer the movement's reception. What comes after a human? The change in reception is less than the actual movement. It's the perspective of a master with the lack of a student. When there's nothing to do but stimulate growth, fast evolution.
Isn't it interesting how the truth is even harder to absorb than light?
String theory is the theory of everything. Quantum mechanics tells us about the very small. The theory of relativity explains the immense. String theory ties it all together. It proposes that atomic particles are made up of infinitesimal vibrating loops of energy, or strings. Each string vibrates at its own frequency, like on a violin, producing notes. And these notes make up everything in the universe.
Cosmic symphony.
These strings have been combining and recombining ever since the Big Bang.
struck so suddenly by all instantaneous. The impact analogical to walls when they're caving in. The sight and expectation amalgamate the climax, resulting in an overwhelming sensation on contact. Adrenal explosion, a volcanic episode. Will you manage or will you? Because there's so much pressure below. Maintain balance, a steady hand so to speak. The serene nature of moments brief, like when eyes slowly blink. The period of time that when they're closed you think alone in sync. Unexplored ocean deep, culminating in an epiphanical instance. You realize your primary interest, all else shoved aside as you follow whatever left your mind with its imprint. Departure, fulfillment, return. The path I walked, that which is sought will be learned. Determination, the interpretation of the walking stick bird. After all, who you actually are should not be lost to the earth. Midian belongs on its perch. From the shadows, cabal monsters emerge. Crawl to the surface, be yourself, embrace the flaws. You're not perfect. The imperfections, I will make impressions on the thoughts of observers. You are admonished to let your consciousness flourish and blossom like Sakura's courage when she decided to get stronger so as to not depend on Naruto further. These words embody wisdom like the goddess Minerva. You must not surrender, you can only venture as far as your fervor. Lethargic brain cannot escape the jaws of inertia. Are you absent or present? Will you sit back in concession or attack with aggression with whatever will act as a weapon? The wounds of which are lasting impressions. If you're not competitive, the predator is your own acquiescence. Tooth and nail or you will fail, defeated, motionless, equal to what a spine can achieve with a broken disc. I can't stand people who are mistreated and don't resist. There isn't a world in which a single hero exists that can save someone who won't hold their fate in their own two fists. If you careened over a cliff, what good would a rope be if you won't reach for it and close the grip? In order to teach, one doesn't need a whole bunch of fish. The student determines where the school is learned its only extent is the curiosity. They absorb the knowledge each is open to get. They must be interested or the implement won't make a dent. Information cannot be forced on those who don't give a shit. Take responsibility, be yourself, it will help you find serenity. Be proficient in the ways of within the mind agility. What's in divides you all, DNA intertwines until complete. In much the same way individuals provide specific things. It's like paintings that made up of several brush strokes. You can't see the images that meant to project from up close. Move back and the depictions will begin to unfold. The vague becomes vivid when you pivot the scope. Accepting queens doesn't mean you surrender control. You can acknowledge their existence and not do what you're told. Could it be resistance isn't written in the bee's genetic code? Or perhaps it fears the consequences at the end of that road. But perhaps you can only get where you're willing to go. If you don't pose a challenge, how will you ever know with just one feather from a crow? I ascend to the sky. His act of generosity permits me to fly. He plucked it from his wing to initiate mine. Grateful for the pen, I saw the wind at his side. The beat, a quill I fill with ink from my mind. Instilled, I write what I feel, instinctualized. The rhyme it builds, increases in size. All it needs is some time and patience. Thankfully he provides. Galaxies collide, but life comes out the other side. An entrance could be an exit, it depends on the set of eyes. So before you make decisions, consider what's next in line. Cause whatever you decide gets heavier over time. For those who say that hope is for fools, I say hope is a fuel. If you use it to drive you forward, you can go where you choose. You can't just hope and wait for roses to bloom. If they're not nourished, they cannot flourish and grow from their roots. Nothing exists on its own. You must give to what you wish to be grown. We're all symbiotic cogs that spin for the whole. The bigger picture, the eyes of any behold. Only thing you control is the pixel you contribute to the image that's shown. For those who say that hope is for fools, I say hope is a fuel. If you use it to drive you forward, you can go where you choose. You can't just hope and wait for roses to bloom. If they're not nourished, they cannot flourish and grow from their roots. Nothing exists on its own. You must give to what you wish to be grown. We're all symbiotic cogs that spin for the whole. The bigger picture, the eyes of any behold. Only thing you control is the pixel you contribute to the image that's shown. Sit there and watch that fucker Lost make this beat in like 12 minutes. We emerge from oceanic depths to be observed by those that have slept. They fear us cause they are dry and they don't know what is wet. We've changed the attack. When things stay the same, they relax. But even still, there is always one who strays from the pack. It is within he, we instill the strength to detach. Think for himself and find a way to adapt. Awaken his dormant brain and activate his synapse. Evolve like a pyromaniac when he plays with a match. Explore new heights until its relativity shifts.
then see what else exists. To a degree, one must be capable of selfishness, in a state of mind that's sedative, and let the imagination fly like when propellers twist. Under circumstances that make the sky irrelevant, hidden away inside our vague disguise as a precipice. At first glance, you may only find what's evident, but upon further observation lies a shape beyond the skeleton, but that is vague as well. Even more so than the costume we've made our shell, we need to fine-tooth this paper trail, find the truth and break the spell. Mesmerized by disorienting lies that swirl and intertwine with poor defenseless eyes, the sight blurs until it's blind. You try to find your way, yet you ignore so many signs. Do we go to heaven, hell, or purgatory when we die? All of the above and more, it's just the doors are in disguise. With many destinations, some may lead to more than one. You don't know shit, you flush the toilet when you're done. If you were to temper still, what type of soil would it become? Mine would be a blade like grass receiving water in the sun, and that it would live and breathe. Like the ones you see the soul reapers with on bleach, it grows when it is released. And power and in form, both of them increase like the mind when I sleep, lucid, conscious in a dream. I remove illusions like cobwebs with my fingers, brush them shits aside, for it is I who gets the justice quick decide what gets defined by life's construction with my eyes. Transform like a sandstorm from wind to cloud. This will make sense once you've experienced both then and now. Until then, it will mean nothing like empty vows. When I was a child, I was asked, why can't you simply smile? I replied, my happiness is not yours to decide, it's mine. My smile's inside, where it is not to be seen by prying eyes. I don't follow the guidelines you idolize. I color outside the line, bound only by my mind. It is a responsibility to allow for all possibilities. This is a value far beyond infinity. I am a black hole drowning all in my inquisiting. My surroundings flock and spiral into me. Knowledge spins around a composite cyclonic entity. Wisdom abounds and follows its conductivity, but space behaves in ways of symbiotic energy. Opposing forces perform a psychotic symphony. Therefore, war will always contradict the peace. That's why I fight, and that's also why I'll never find serenity. On earth at night, I search the sky for my identity. Where am I from? Why does it lie in mystery? Not knowing where I belong hurts unlike anything. The pain it provides is so strong, you die of empathy. But I go on like the eye of storms to do much more. I approach darkness and walk right through its front door, like the purifier on crematoria, but what for? He moved towards the sun and was reduced to dust for it. Determination, it's triumph's fertilization. The school of life doesn't require certification. I observe mistakes and interpret pertinent information, and learn like Doug Cypher Ramsey served any language. But what does it matter? Perhaps it's a waste of time to collect data. There's too much to gather. Perhaps what I seek is too high to climb for a step ladder. Or perhaps not, I tend to accept the latter. I play the cards I'm dealt, but I also play cards by myself. Even as I move through the world, I'm off somewhere else, orbiting distant stars with alternate gravitational belts. Despite without within, I stay to myself. I applaud the advocation of hell, but religion is ignoration of self, so that shit can stay on the shelf. For how can the right path be away from yourself? That's counterintuitive. You see the present, I see what the future is. I face pressure, but think several moves ahead, and roll with the punches like a paraplegic pugilist. I will not willingly receive foolishness. I refuse it and respond as a eulogist. To anybody popping that stupid shit, I got a coffin that you can get. And it doesn't matter what size that you should get. I'll treat you like a sample and chop you so you can fit. I despise who blindly subscribes to lies and contrived truth and tries to force the delusions upon you. I hate religion and the bullshit it's tied to. Hypocrites trying to pull the wool in your eyes view, but a lot of times it's when you're not looking you find jewels. It's difficult to watch people stuck in the time loop, but it's up to them to find a hole in the loop and climb through. When you never surrender, you can do what you put your mind to. So be persistent and make use of the upper spine's root. A creature with a mind is meant to think by design. When diagnosed in the shade, the source of pain seems to shine, which makes it simple to identify. Focus is determined at the discretion of whoever blinks the eyes.
I will pace the earth like Bonaparte with the purpose of preserving life like Noah's Ark. I am an exploding star, but you won't see my light until my soul is gone. For I am an apogee alone and far. I suffer, but pain is only scars. They replace the broken shards of serenity, so the memories stay close to heart. The two will never be torn apart. To obtain peace, wars are fought, and for good reason too. Light must be removed in order to explore the dark that will metamorph into enormous sparks. Explosions that will open the door that's locked, behind which the unknown will be hidden until its form is sought. Just because something's forbidden doesn't mean that it is surely lost. I am persistent. When resistance lies before me, my sword is drawn. And when I swing, blood flies like caterpillars when they become butterflies. I administer hatred with such a stride, and I will not waver in the face of destructive lies that shields the illumination of information from the eyes. For it is in my nature to make sure that the sun will shine and be embedded, photosynthetic. Everyone will thrive. Just so you understand, I am known as stranded because I'm stuck inside. I can't even escape myself, let alone make my way through hell. Deep inside me, hatred wells. The human body is an ancient cell. If I am to survive the pain that's felt, then I must dream until it's finally a vacant shell. Cast aside like when you break a spell. That is why I stay compelled. This life is pain that I am driven by this thing to quell. With the extinction of the human race itself. Natural selection, evolution, change avails. Sure, I'm living, I'm angry as hell, but that doesn't mean that this isn't the way that things should prevail. If you can't see the light, I'll put my hands in your sockets and pull away to expand your optics so you can envision the divinity of intangible logic, making food for thought and anaerobic glycolic to be converted into permanent knowledge. If you can't see the light, I'll put my hands in your sockets and pull away to expand your optics so you can envision the divinity of intangible logic, making food for thought and anaerobic glycolic to be converted into permanent knowledge.
Anaerobic glycolysis. Now, eating an apple may seem like a very simple thing, but it's not. In fact, if I consciously had to remember and direct all the chemical steps required to get energy out of food, I'd probably starve to death. And yet, even a bacterium can do anaerobic glycolysis. That's why apples rot. It's lunchtime for the bacteria. They and we and all the creatures in between possess similar genetic instructions. Our separate gene libraries have many pages in common, which is, by the way, another reminder of the deep interconnection of all living things on our planet because of a common evolutionary heritage.
No one knows the life the stellar oceans hold. Next to nothing of the dark parts and little of those that glow. If ghosts exist, do you think we have ghosts alone? There will be ghosts of aliens, and there's no limit to where a ghost can go. During transformation, a lichen skeleton is restructured bone for bone, resulting in suffering the sensation of the breaking of every one of his bones. Then they're hunted whether or not they got themselves under control. In addition to this threat, they undergo the difficulty of their own machinations. Plus, they may become captive patients of apathetic individuals because of their scientific fascinations in a lab in cages, only to be free periodically for ghastly experimentation. There are even those that will eat them, and do you know what that procedure entails? In order to do so, they must be kept alive while the meal is prepared. Otherwise, they will revert to how they ideally appear. Inhumane, that word is used backwards. It will be humane because that's how humans typically behave, bastards. Powder grip the man as his praise life slipped away to the after. I wish I could convey the sentiment as empathetic display capture. Perhaps then they would disobey the sinister innate aspirations and evolve, expand their minds beyond the scarred expanse. Allow me to double back to how this all began. How could we possibly know what matters in space when we don't even know what matters on our own ball of land? The human species is what's wrong, they're damn. Peace can only rise with the fall of man. The hanging garden, vague stars lit, obstructed by artificial pollution. The damage humans do only hurts themselves. The planet's indifferent to it, despite its many parasites the host contain.
continues moving as if it would throw him off on some Uber centrifuge shit and leave him to orbit anything else like little moon bits. The earth left to quietly float like an empty cruise ship, free from those who oppose an endless nuisance. The hanging garden, vague stars lit, obstructed by artificial pollution. The damaged humans do only hurt themselves. The planet's indifferent to it. Despite its many parasites, the host continues moving as if it would throw him off on some Uber centrifuge shit and leave him to orbit anything else like little moon bits. The earth left to quietly float like an empty cruise ship, free from those who oppose an endless nuisance.
I will not cease to exist. I won't. I murdered a vampire and was told of the vengeance. Afterwards I saw the hellsing, so I don't know if I dreamt it. The memory's so vivid, but it gets vague when I try to remember the events to go with it. But the mind has an extent with no limits, so I have no doubt that I could somehow have had a shadow cast on the past like a sundial, allowing a silent moment to become sound. A laying figment dating prior to my current state of existence. Could I have been awakened in a sense, in a way, reincarnated to live again? As the blood in the body, a vessel containing memories that survive by being inside with a left tool. Am I remembering a piece of what could potentially be the lives of several? My eyes wrestle with what I see and what I am shown. It begs the question, can I leave behind my soul? Can it be that we live together and die alone? If this is correct, I should take what is collected and try to grow. Evolution, the amalgamation of whoever I'm fused with. The only way to break the cycle, the most successful solution would be to exit from why I'm being kept as a human. So I accept the path that I've been given in this movement. Ensuing solitude, I can't be worried if what I do bothers you. But will this just be my plutonic? Can I ever win? Will I just be trading a symbiote for medicine? Is this journey just a hopeless sentiment? A futile attempt that is doomed as soon as it begins? Although the symbiote is certain death with the medicine, my life expectancy improves to an extent, and any progress is progression. So that is where my time is invested. Where I'm headed is the brightest spot on the positive spectrum. I see peace from afar, the apathy of a star. My appetite is so large, why does it have to be so far? Will I reach it in time to prevent the collapsing of the star? Or must I suffer its loss with the paradoxical scars? Stuck in the time loop, where I am the cause, a physical world with molecules defying its laws. How am I doomed, defiant, evolved? I refuse to accept that my actions don't determine their results. This is the journey I walk. My path will not be diverted or blocked. There is no in between. I will either get where I'm going or not. Things change, so rip the word same out of your skull. I will expose fatality's flaw.
Nothing can stop my ambition. I will not cease to exist.
In ignorance I had faith, reminisce on past days. Now my question, am I nothing but a trapped slave? Lead of anguish, systematically they slash grace in the book of life. Are we staring at the last page? Bad conscious lapse, piling layers of separation. Feared our own people, scared to step the pavement. The method systematic, at first is education. Imprint the worldview, no better way to train them. Shaping human thoughts, sashing in at any cost. Prime tool the television, that small hypnotic box. A mask of truth, but who supports the news reports monopolize reality. Watch your worldview distort. Advanced manipulation alters your perception. A mind is sought for gain in such a force of weapon. Rapid in disguise and call it modern cultures. Corporations culprits build this content vulture. It simply is repulsive. What a lack of backbone. Man deceiving fellow man just pursuing cash flow. Who has greater virtue? Nowadays it's animals, the purity of nature, and life that's not mechanical. With cogs in the wheel or ghosts in the machine, either living in corruption or developing a scheme. After that is tribulation, collapsing the economy, hard remaining conscious. Every day it bothers me. Tough to have a choice, we survive or we can live, but in a world of scarcity, survival is the instinct. Self-knowledge is the key. Remember life is precious, the single road to freedom, transcending to the yes.
Last page, there cannot be such a thing. For every loss there will be more to gain. There are tides, those alive must endure the waves. Those who died therefore are saved, balance is maintained. The pendulum sways on one side, there may be forces extending its state, but there will be eventual change. Its hold on its position will shake like the surface of the earth when it suffers a sudden shift in its place. Nature will always redistribute its weight, such as life, huge fish and starts. Things don't just neatly fit on charts, they venture off all alone in the dark, like space when stars explode and drift apart. We don't know shit or fart, so don't pretend you're so smart. Intelligence isn't an omnipresent entity. Things exist solely in relativity. Dispersory integration occur when you measure anything. If things are comparable, they are also volatile, changeable when they are viewed. The characteristics are altered by the angle used. Perspective manipulates the truth. Focus on an object, close your eyes, open one at a time. It will shift to the side. Now given the same object, how would you expect billions of people to visualize? The sad thing is to most people this isn't surprise, but sadder is those who choose to go on pretending they're blind. Out of sight, out of mind. But light doesn't just die out, it shines. Full time shower wide and far beyond our time. Light moves at phenomenal speed. Galaxies can be traveled across in a week. Perhaps the stubborn just take longer to reach. The world is more than all that you think. Your thoughts aren't even part of a piece. They're infinitesimal, they're as small as can be. There is so much more. Fuck me, it needs to be us more. But what for? You wanna be human and nothing more. Until we evolve, we'll be apart where we're doomed to stay. We need evolution to communicate, and our separation isn't due to hate. It's the result of far more stupid things. It's because people find it too hard to use their brains. It's because to survive is to adapt, and you refuse to change. Rules exist, rules are not to be made. That's science, don't be an idiot, use your brain. Rules are only invented to be used in games. The human population needs to lose some weight. We need to build more cemeteries and use the graves. But removing the problem won't necessarily remove the pain.
Save me from that mummy! It's dead! Save me!
Studied our ancient arts, and you know that you cannot harm me. You also know that you must return that.
You fuckers are like mummies, you're alive, but why? When will you open your eyes? Stop being blind, watching the lies as if it's not an obvious crime. You rather not know, out of sight, out of mind. But the problems you hide from yourself will find you in time. The future is a bridge you have to build while you're crossing. It's like Magneto when it's there, moving still while he's walking. Tell the truth, if the truth was the film, would you watch it? When you listen to what I'm spitting, do you feel philosophic? Is there evolution or is futility constant? That depends entirely on the will of the conscious. You must be awake to know your own strength. You're living in the matrix, those who sleep won't escape. Fuck a pill of morphine, you don't have to wait. You can get out by yourself, fuck a hold your own weight. Don't rely on others to discover your fate. It's true, the amount of time you will suffer is great, but that's what it takes. You need to reach uncomfortable states. It will serve your purpose to get further in touch with your hate. Like when the object of your love is the race. You may think I'm wrong, but that's another debate. embrace love and forsake hate. It's just a mistake, but do as you will. Cypher wanted good food, so we swilled. You can ignore, but I'ma make sure the truth is revealed without question. Like Drogas pronounce preference for the keeper of the deeper well, cannot doubt deception. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what I speak, just chill at peace. You must experience the source of my words to reveal what they mean. And that is life, unique to the individual. Don't try to fight it, no two people can be identical, nor should they. We are meant to be fingerprints, dissimilar, sin of every nature to be distinct within. Embrace yourself, push away from everything else. This is the case where it's okay that ignorance helps. Fuck that which distracts, always fuck that which distracts. If you don't, you'll always wish you did after the fact. So just do it, on some Nike shoe shit. I'm trying to tell you true shit, I ain't trying to sell you music. Fuck fans, I want fellow students who are eager to learn and teach in return with some better blueprints. But you stubborn motherfuckers are stupid. You're not determined enough to carry the burden of evolution. Undeveloped like a storm when it's brewing, holding umbrellas so you'll never be more than a human. While you're content, I'm thirsty as shit for improvement. So dehydrated, I'm wading in the water illusion. And despite the mirage, I'm still moving toward the fluid. Slowly but surely like phosphorus burning. Eventually this will be a prosperous journey, even if the results are posthumous earnings. The truth is that important, it is not to be hurried. It's better to be right last than to be wrong first. See, the point is to know the truth, not for people to know you. The Nobel Prize is attractive, it distracts the chosen few. Those interested in their work more than the awards. The progress in the darkness substantially ignored. But if you're a master, they don't have to hand you the torch. For Wu lead dancers understand what's important, and because of who they are, they cannot ignore it. Just as roots can't abandon their forest. I am stranded on this planet in orbit, held here by intangible forces. My sanity tortured, but I persevere like I'm trying to reach a perfect career. And on this journey, my search is sincere. For persistence is the difference between circles and spheres. I will find peace on this earth than here.
Save me from that mummy! It's dead! Save me! Save me!
Forgive my intrusion. I hope this isn't a bad time.
The Archbishop arose, dropping so obvious, headlights afraid, but woke, found cuckle, enzyme to pray, throw modeling, paraplegic, paratrooper, bodily, bloated, oddity, glow, yellow fish eye, pavilion, orbiting, slaughter cadre, cactus land human, blurred the focus, comedy hoax, most debauchery, obtuse, wet silk, tapered to the bone structure, molds muffled over comedy, syrupy stalagmite, impaling all the wailing, prolonging prose recited the frightened ghost wandering, solemnly glowed, the winged worm told robbery, bodily jolts, archetype devote conjuring, drunk barber cabal head clipper close clobbering, hedge trimmer properly coaxed into morose artistry, cognitive devil nebula low conquering, gild a few the reppy violinist now most sauntering, the viper bargain Porium, euphoria arteries robed in the Fibonacci corkscrew, beware of crypto bottomy, sickle sodomy, cinematography through an army glow, army code tailored by corny dotes wallowing, don't bother me, supernauta film, noir bottom feeder mode, second annual robot, build a club, binary code ordering.
A carmine moth wing flap, time lapse, still frame, frozen eye snap, photography, moment goes unforgotten, deep impact on neuroreceptors, metamorphosis, encouraging lecture, vivid euphoric image with the blurry texture, a figurative swirling wind that would disorient Escher, presumption, but I am inclined to provide such consumption when I am confronted with mind-numbing observational fire, redundant light production in the proverbial darkness of my circumference, the shadow teeming, lack of dreaming, I suffer sleep atrophying, accompanied by astral demons who approach me but won't speak on what it is that they're after frequent, not often but in proportion to the few lucid rapid eye movements I've been involved with. When I was 10 years old, I saw how the world will explode, but I lost it. All I remember is LA and an airplane that was monstrous. It felt as if it would happen that day, but I learned that wasn't the case long since. I wonder on occasion if it was clairvoyance or a nightmarish figment. We'll never know if it was a premonition, because we died with the explosion's ignition. And if it wasn't, and it was nothing, we can't know that it isn't, because if it was a vision, when it will happen wouldn't have a limit. I could have removed view beyond my death through it ascendant. The likely direction preempted by the unexpected. A smaller piece of a larger puzzle to be connected. I suspected a series of gears there and here are operating a mechanism. They have no recognition, they even steer. The fusion of purpose implemented by mutual serpents. Their unity ferments. The energy produces a current, generating power throughout the circuit. The balancing out of verses. The tile swirl disc of dark and light, the purest archetype. Not one or the other, all of life. Those not stuck in their mother and father's sight. Those who see further than what was predetermined. Beyond its vice, this freedom turns into walls of ice. A fortress, the solitude of orphans. Strength from a multitude of sources is conjured to conquer feuding forces. Constant fuel for torches carried onward with the portent of apocalyptic horses. So far into the future your imagination couldn't possibly support it. Cartographers barely glimpse just a fragment, and after their reality fractures, loses integrity and gradually shatters. The area they wish to represent is like a natural disaster. There are no instruments capable of fully mapping its patterns. Lunar scarring, what's left of the reflection of beautiful star beams. A moon that can only be viewed with eyes that see truth. New Atari.
Look into the mouth of a person and you'll find lies wriggling there like maggots waiting to grow wings. The world has gone mad. A man could kill from sunup to sunset, and still his work would never be done.
I've seen the light is just a part of space, perpetually getting dark. A vision I cannot erase, vivid in a prison I cannot escape. For it's made up of my collected thoughts. The way out has been bestowed upon a distance I've yet to walk. I'm walking, but along the way I'm drawn away. Distracted, but I'm better off. That's not such an awful thing. Curiosity taught me things. I saw myself, he said walk this way. A hollow world awaits. I replied, what world? Your mind's current state. So I followed and got swallowed by a swirl of space and arrived at my idea of the perfect place. But it was just that, an idea. I'm not there, but I'm on the way. Up a monstrous flight of steps and he stares me to another case. But I don't care, I'm aware of the existence of peace. For I've experienced the lack thereof. But not relaxing does, so I keep climbing until the reach. So someday I may look back above. But what will I have become? I will have gained strength, but by subtracting what? A vampire sees light from a perspective that only shadows touch. They turn to ash and sun. In order to eat, one has to hunt. I've known this is how it would be since my path begun. But I did not let this affect my decision. I was after blood. I took each step with conviction, with the intention to splash my tongue. So there you have it, son. I could take my fill to the human race is killed, but I fasted months, years, and I would continue to do so. Like Rising when he decided he would no longer continue to consume souls. I would not contribute to this loophole, spiraling down, reliving mistakes with the knowledge that while reliving them few know. So I will spit until you know. But when you receive a gift, you must remove the ribbons and bows and unwrap it. Nothing happens if you don't. What's forsaken grows, becoming what to he who forsakes is unknown. So go wherever curiosity may take you and make it your home. Conan is a strong but slow man. If you catch what I'm saying, then you don't throw hands. Instead you hold your head with both hands. The real war's going on inside of you, and you alone, man. The only way to change the program is to find the dullest grain among the planet made of gold sand. In other words, you must search and look for water, only to discover dirt. I know it fucking hurts, but don't complain. Take the pain until it doesn't hurt. The truth is out there, but where it doesn't lurk. Before we ask why, we must study first. Although it's in space, the answer wanes above the earth. The snowballs and grows large from slim chance and sudden girth. Where you so small, you ain't as tall as the youngest Smurf. So slake your hunger and thirst. Listen to the walking stick and pay particular attention to the description of the bird. I see everything on nothing's turf undisturbed. If you understand it, what you learn, what you learn.
Spend any amount of time around people, you get your heart broke. Treachery. Hypocrisy. Promise of love. Me, I service the machinery of death. If that makes me evil, then so be it.
With
considered extremely unfortunate at the time, for it was commonly believed that they would enable him to live again.
I float about as energy, clouds distribute me, rain that's infinity, seeds sprout instantly, sound turns into trees, towers of sticks and leaves, the shower with little beams of light, that's how they get to eat. How do we live and breathe? What do you know about anything? The chicken or the egg, both will be profound mysteries. The salvation of peace, it isn't free, it comes with a price, not unlike victory. Lives lost, lines crossed like Christian T's, Holocaust. So many follow false entities. Surrender souls not given, just simply let go. An endless echo, the allure of death grows. When it rains, it pours. When the wars, hills of red snow. Chills from head to toe, the question's cold. Will we ever know? I feel like an Eskimo, it's a television show. And we may never know scenes from the next episode. There's nothing left but growth, death will eventually come. Until then, what will we become? I for one will evolve like opposable thumbs until the day my feet know where I'm from. As of now, I stand alone like the sun, but I'm far from the only one. Stars all over long to know where they're from. What were we before we died? We left the stories behind. Did we read the book but ignore, forget it, deny it? Was it ever written inside? How can we read chapters the authors didn't provide? The answers will surface by intrinsic design for where they reside, for their memories buried inside. Obscured by deliberate deception and misdirection by those of whom wish we forget this. But there are also those of us who are persistent and restless. I was told once revolution won't begin with acceptance. Kel Nashi-san, wears a mask like Haku. Jutsu with one hand, ice mirror confrontation. Sasuke and Naruto bond, growth spurt for both. Kyuubi's cloak, he tried it on, but Sasuke experienced the first maturation of his Sharingan. I watched them all evolve, even Zabuza. He changed in the end because Naruto was popping off. He said, how can you stand there and not do anything? Zabuza shed tears and said, give your kunai to me. Then killed Gato without his arms, using his teeth. But when he lied next to Haku, he moved his hand to his cheek. At the graves, his sword in the ground, sword protrudes. Sakura asked, was Shinobi really supposed to be tools? Kakashi said yes, and that was true in Kunai too. Naruto decided he would live by his own set of rules. This was the beginning, the blossoming of flowers to come. Petals from which the aforementioned clouds will come. Star cluster, the Kazi Nebula. So much rain you drown in the mud, but after the showers, beauty will abound in the sun. I repeat this concept because it is significant. People are affected and change perspectives like a tilt shift lens. Chain reaction, perpetual influence. Butterfly flaps his wings, the palm ripples further out than you think. Such a small act can cause unimaginable things. It's all in how you behave, cause and effect. Things trickle like a small amount of water down steps. So when you walk, take responsible steps. If you're not careful, you trip and fall to your death. So pay attention, inspect. The fundamentals are as essential as breath. Soak it up, absorb what you can. Hold the world in your hands so as to examine it as thoroughly as you can. Never confused and substantial with minuscule. The details of what established was visible. The micro gathers and brings the macro into view. DNA is a spiral staircase that travels to you.
The foolish believed that he had a purpose in that command, some idea of resurrecting himself from the dead.
would distract. Pushed away in such a way that a black hole attracts what is sought is brought forth, while all forms of matter detach and are drawn towards a ball of force that once compacted will hatch. The eggshell resembling a skull, the walls of a well of energy. Thoughts scatter like stars after they crack and discharge for stellar centuries. There is an horizon, all inside it will dwell eventually. Just imagine it zap, brain cells develop anything. Electric impulses, the low voltage compel affinity. Our brain by itself independently, without the use or assistance of a natural hallucinogenics, can develop our levels of dimethyltryptamine. This may be a central step to lessen entropy. Perhaps ascension is death with convalescent tendencies. What if being alive is a sickness? The human body is an imposter existence, and you only die cause you occupy its dimension. Humans lie, but the truth can't hide from curiosity's vengeance. It's just when you explore, the door isn't an obvious entrance. If you don't find it, it must not be of interest. You must not surrender. Accomplishment depends almost entirely upon your persistence. I am determined, like Aston is writing his words in the scriptures he inscribes with assertion. I swallow wisdom on the mic, I exert it like force during a cyclonic occurrence. There might be disturbance, but destructive energy should not be encouraged, for it is centripetal to what you're trying to nourish. Pivotal to if it will blossom and flourish, like a copy from Kakashi with his left eye insurgent. Sudden knowing peaks with no indication. If you're listening, serenity is the gross realization. It's like Neo when he awoke from the matrix. His mind intact, but his body atrophy from no stimulation. That's the gravity of the whole situation. You alone control your participation. What good is an umbrella with holes for precipitation? I welcome no one, for if you belong, there is no invitation. Once you're there, you'll know where your place is. It's an innate feeling. The realization of one's fate is appealing. A sensation of inflation revealing. Exploding transformation congealing. Blood advances to the atrium ceiling. The heart dances to malaise disappearing. To indicate its weight by comparing its parallel to Hawking, unifying space with a theory. The human mind completely activated sincerely, to watch with your own two eyes, imagination appearing. Volcanic adrenaline, to no longer be stranded like Gilligan. Could this be an extraplanet experience, like perhaps the home of those who planted the pyramids? The concept of catacombs may have spanned from Sirius. Things aren't so damn mysterious if you orbit the search. The golden compass doesn't belong to the church. We face deception like Prime Optimus first. God is not of this earth. Religion was made to divide and conquer at work. Peace is a secretion that an object exerts, a substance released when a body's inert. If you're too active, then it's not gonna work. Atoms containing aggravated molecules burst. If only I could travel through time in reverse, or would I just be trying to polish a turd? Curiosity's an insoluble thirst. Humans have many flaws, biggest of all is their birth. They live without any regard, and it will cost us the earth.
Let's go. If we keep going south, we will get out. Please.
I want to sit up camp another fucking night, man.
Josh, none of us do.
I know you don't.
Whatever it is gonna come back. We know that for a fact.
We don't know that for a fact.
It came 3 nights in a row, and it's getting worse every night.
I would love to hear this right now. I really would.
I'm just trying to say that, you know, we have to...
I know.
Rationally say they might very well go on forever compared to our footsteps.
Not possible. Not possible in this country. Not possible. Because this is America and it's not possible. We've destroyed most of our natural resources. Let's just keep going.
My blood's cold, so much so that I am feared like the unknown. I am not as I appear, but if you must know, if you listen, what you hear is untold. It is less what is actually said and more what is suggested. You must put forth effort. There is a much larger story. This is just an excerpt, a random chapter. When you're hurt, you can't abandon laughter. To dwell is to stand in a quicksand disaster. If you struggle without resolve, you only vanish faster. Lack of pain will leave a man fractured. When when there is nothing inside. You will hollow, you will crumble and die. That is the only path to be followed. You will become unalive. When you are forced down and you push up hard enough, you will fly. With the sudden removal of what's obstructing your rise. Not to justify, but my hatred has no effect on when my love is applied. It is a matter of perspective. You don't determine touch with your eyes. These matters are separate. The two remain uncombined. They should not be in a single relationship. They belong in independent matrices. Why invent the virulence that makes you sick? I close my eyes, no rapper jerks. I'm awake, but I drift. I unimagine Earth, dissipate, unexist. Re-emerge, reintegrate, swim through space like a fish. The vast ocean, dark matter and light in fast motion. The hole between those extremes, my mind is past open. All happens, fears form and balls shatter like glass broken. Words are heard long after they are last spoken. Transmissions float, never getting old. They remain what they are. Throughout the life and death of occasional stars, I have a brain full of scars. Human behavior tears it apart, because most of what it absorbs is unnecessary and large. I often think and stare at my thoughts, trying not to blink, I glare and exhaust. My eyes weary but staunch. Despite the fact I know where I am lost. For this is not where I belong. I drift aimlessly, like weightless debris. It's like a planet explodes, and I am what remains when it leaves. Pain is all I feel. I am all but killed, torn from my world like an orange pill. I suffer torment and stronger still. Hattori Hanzo bills, blades tempered by pure heart and will. I will not ignore my scars, I'll heal. I'm a soldier like Chicago's field. I will know what my scar conceals. I won't rest till death's flaws reveal. You can ask wisdom, God, that's real. Until the results captured, it will be sought after. It's the most pressing of all matters. On my mind like a skull fracture. Being born to die is a false pattern. During life my thoughts scatter. Collapse in the sky, absorb the world and rewind. Pouring light in the dark matter, but only for sight, pointing like long daggers. Like Christopher Lloyd and Roger Rabbit. If you do not seek, then you do not see. Those who ignore are blind, the borderline of this lost cavern. You must close your eyes in order to find what the dark gathers. Explore your mind till you're inside your skull's master. Deep within each there is a staff, a walking stick that carves a particular path. It alters the vision of the one in whose palm it is grasped. It's up to you how long it will last. For the receiver questions answered, you must consciously ask. Evolution to death, future will be the present for he who conquers the past. When your time is up, you can flip it and pour it all back, but you must survive the storm while the sand swirls in the glass.
watch light shoot across the sky on a dark night. As I approach death, I absorb life. What is this orbit, or is it just a long line? What is the origin of God like? Worthy war bringers that adored fights with no purpose other than to cause strife? Or was the true purpose taught right? Were they misinterpreted by churches and drawn white? Or was the image even human at all like? An entire race turned into a singular called Christ. Are we evolution of before, right now becoming something else? Subconsciously hiding from ourselves, the roots of truth hidden under elms. If we were to search, would we discover elves, ogres and orcs, draconians, dwarves? We may not know, but there's so much more. Even if it's just a figment, our brains depicted, we ordain existence. For what was first, the egg or chicken? While you feign religion, our true nature strays like James' addiction. But I'm not here to make you listen. It's up to each individual to make decisions. I am just exposing things. Fuck OTCs and I don't take prescriptions. I heal like a pinky toe when Hayden snipped it. Mutation of my DNA's intrinsic. To experience new theories, you must change dimensions. And bloom and blossom in infinite summer flower petals that in the wind become a cloud of several that absorbs light at forthright power levels. After this is done and the subsequent shower settles, beauty will abound forever. Heavy mental like the temples are endowed with metal. But instead, it's the other way around. Mountains challenge pebbles. The human mind is like high. When he comes out of Jekyll, we are undeveloped beings, bound to vessels, screaming to get out like steam whistling out of kettles. But most ignore this, content with bullshit. I wish I could place guns on their tongues and empty forklifts, make a million corpses. They think science fiction is not reality, while entire galaxies spin in orbit. The star clusters, the opposite of amorphous, vivid structures of constructive forces. Seventh galaxy beats hold me down with gravity of such proportion. What I wish for is of so much importance, to explore what is dormant and awaken nature with mother's orphans. Caged in a humongous fortress, to escape we must have endurance. Create a staff and take the path before us. From the seed, trees will amass a forest that will flourish. Growth is infinite, you have but to have the courage to surrender nothing you hold significant. Fight for it, don't relinquish it, and you will see things so different. Sight will form that will not be gone even when the glow of light extinguishes. Eyes that pry beyond the cloak of night censorship. There will come a time when air will swirl in the sky, slinging grit. The sandstorm will arrive, derived from fingertips. Cloud and wind, mouse clicks and an ink pen drips. This is an epic saga, a world in which I will ever wander. Pure intent, with every breath of conscious spells, magic established well beyond the realms of what has been imagined, felt upon it. Warriors of the rainbow, we will attack and conquer with the Kyuubi massive chakra. And make the impact of earth cracked by monsters. Tyler Durden after progress. We will not stop until this democracy lacks Congress. So read the book of life and take heed to what the chapters admonish and acknowledge. Collect, vastly conscious. Neglect and erase the distracting nonsense. Watch it unexist. This is astrologic, a chamber of moons, one of which I have aligned with. The gravitational pull is macrocosmic. You are unequipped to escape a move once you're trapped inside it, enthralled like you're caught in the fabric of arachnis deposit from the abdomen pockets. You are preyed upon the moment we sense the impact of an object on this web that emanates at night and penetrates the light of day. Synonymous with darkness, it obliterates the light with shade, the shelter of shadows, indelible black holes. That's how our minds behave. So look within, not without, and concentrate. Suddenly it's as if like when a ship drops out of hyperspace, things appear in the time it takes and not a blink. Speed as fast as the mind could think. Tachyons go backwards, time will shrink. Just as it expanded like the fluctuation of water that abandoned and dried the space. It left an impression like touching paper when you write with ink. It is suggested that it was once engulfed by a sea. Withdrawn, distinct stars implode. And when tomorrow unfolds, my kind is not extinct. Like Shepard ghosts, iron links, we leave marks permanent. Like Frodo when he carried the ring like Toguro in a dark tournament. With telepathic thought turbulence, we attack false nourishment. Disrupt this transmission, so you will learn what you've observed. There's no organic vision. You were told things to hold you in place like a planet spinning. Taught you're not supposed to think panic stricken. So you'll believe to grow is to inflate and explode like veins in an aneurysm. But in most cases, what is banned and forbidden is just another name for the place where answers are hidden. Did God make man in his image, or is it God that man invented? The truth is out there, search for it. Don't just lie inert and dormant. We're not here to serve and worship, think about it. That's what the church wanted. They're the ones that benefit, they're getting rich, while the only way to get to heaven is with a death certificate. But just because there are lies behind the Bible doesn't make it less significant. It was predated, taken from several different scripts, changed just a little bit. They describe God as aliens visiting.
With Tyler on the beats, I don't wanna sleep, even though I always wanna dream. Alone in the world beneath, with such an allure of peace in an absence of disquietude. Nothing to distract me while I improve and grow like a forest of trees from tiny roots. A humanoid being having anthropophile views in regards to the swarm of bees that I include. Although separate, they function as a united group. They don't act alone, ignoring what they affect, like armed forces parading death for oil that they collect. That's the wrong way, but it's not their fault. They are a flawed race. They should have died and gone away, but instead they lived and tried to fit twice as much in a smaller space. They were supposed to evolve like ice when it thaws. Altered states, changed but not quite all the way. Scars represent life, not decay. Cancer is a mutation. What do you think will happen if you try to remove a creature from its cocoon before it changes? That's just a little food for consideration. It's up to you whether you chew or ignore information, but you should store information like a squirrel using the world as its basement. People, we're the power source for the matrix. How can you not want the dormant brain to awaken when our minds combined could support such a creation? Life is a proverbial metamorphosis, shapeshift, evolution. Humans avoid any changes. That's what garners my hatred, which is bottled up and shaken like the ground when tectonic plates shift and quakes hit, causing the pressure to ascend and explode like flames in the middle of water with no H's. That's a summation of what I'm holding in on a daily basis. That's why I want to venture into the vast ocean, sailing in spaceships, somewhat alone and grow old like milk on alienation. Collect birds and return to Earth with a full-scale invasion. Individuals with several different interpretations who observe all things and build with instant reverberation. What constitutes a group is mutual effort. Everyone must do things alone before they do them together. It teaches you to appreciate what you put together before you even put it together. That way what you do is not taken for granted, like the way that humans behave with the planet. Therefore, saving yourself is saving the planet. So don't break it if you don't want to pay for the damage. Surrender, take your own life, do the right thing or grow. Adapt to survive, apply change. Whatever you do, get the fuck out of my way, or stay where you are and get accustomed to my hate. Humans just get in the way, in every sense of the phrase. It's what they do, they're like a sentient maze. Why won't you just get in your graves and die like men? Trying to get rid of the graves, extinguish your flames. From funeral to birth, this is the pivotal stage in the evolution of Earth. It's at the end of its days. There's been so much pollution, it's worse if it's gone than if it stays. The universe is tomorrow, depends on today. Surrender, take your own life, do the right thing or grow. Adapt to survive, apply change. Whatever you do, get the fuck out of my way, or stay where you are and get accustomed to my hate. Humans just get in the way, in every sense of the phrase. It's what they do, they're like a sentient maze. Why won't you just get in your graves and die like men? Trying to get rid of the graves, extinguish your flames. From funeral to birth, this is a pivotal stage in the evolution of Earth. It's at the end of its days. There's been so much pollution, it's worse if it's gone than if it stays. The universe is tomorrow, depends on today.
Will you reach its edge and it's a green web, an illusion produced in a machine's head. Once you realize that it's fake, how could you ever know whether or not you've escaped tortured by the question? For the answer could not be accepted. The uncertainty could survive Armageddon, unrelenting. It just is. Everything else sub-exists, mundane into nothingness, decayed to dust and abyss. An infinity, death, unstable energy kept from ever being permitted. The full disintegrational trek, a bird chained to its nest, wings torn from its sides, frozen in time, stuck in between, up in a tree, above the ground but below the sky. It can't even nosedive, let alone fly. It sucks to know what but not know why. Such is the symbolism, the alone mind, a touch of indecision plus cynicism. But as you grow, time administers wisdom like embolisms, blood inhibitions. From elsewhere it comes into existence with intrinsic intervention. For it is within you that it is invented. But this knowledge of self dispensed with everything else. Or do we seek discomfort because we're so desperate for help? Perhaps we're destined to fail, or perhaps only in death we avail. Can it be the way to heaven is made by stepping through hell? You never can tell. That's a truth I understand all too well. I know nothing, I admit it, but I won't accept it. That's why my mind is an endlessly opening nexus, where inside is the only direction. Every moment collected and processed in only seconds. The whole digested. Progress follows the essence. I cogitate over the remnants and grow like gremlins, eating bowls of chicken past midnight in an ocean swimming. Words like homing pigeons, they only visit who they're supposed to visit. For if you don't recognize the message, you're not supposed to get it. A consequence of your own decision through the eyes of theologian vision. You can't possibly condone religion, the concept that so many holes that skin and bones should be decomposing in them. A cemetery that would never know its limits. Tombstones and several rows of millions that stretch across the globe and neglect of hopeless children. Respect the Joe for building, architect contagion, ripple effect that will be spread for ages to endless destinations. We will connect and bond like Decepticons of devastation. Self-medication is the upper echelon of education, the method of the ancients. For there were no beaten paths or demonstrations. They had to seek for themselves with curiosity compelled investigations, with godly and parallel determination. The same reason Thermopylae was held against invasion, plus Leonidas swelled with inspiration. Well, at least the Miller's graphic novel film adaptation made the truth be instilled and not lost in interpretation, like basic instruction, carbon copy, imposter imitations. Peace to Cain Corso, power balanced with athletic rhythm. Less about acceptance, more about definition. The bubbles represent existence, the presence of breath and liquid. For air comes from life whose cycle is never ending. Eye with paper bombs tied, arranging the design like the Corolla. A dense flower provides a maze, pain surrounds you inside. You can't escape the explosions like clouds in the sky. Wings rendered hopeless, grounded but kept afloat by thousands combined. Between the wrath you begin to fall, but each blast keeps you enthralled. Playing catch, you are the ball to be tossed until you're gone. Fated to be erased with detonation of waste. But what if I told you this is the method we take for you to be sedated away from your false world / imaginative state, by sending the shock to your senses so great that you're ultimately convinced it is fake. You exit a sudden brightness with light and not threaten. Your eyes adjust to what had been denied into present. Atrophy takes time to subside. Evanescent behavior based on unreliable legend. How you behave outweighs the wind inception. For despite what you follow, free will provides a direction. Look inside yourself from time to time for reflection. It's mirror like those of catoptric telescopic estimates. Pain darkens your heart, such thoughts are often pictureless. Upon ripples far beyond the body that limits it. But you are enlightened when reminded of your fondest images. That's why it's essential to recall the scars are not emptiness. They represent survival. The things within you cannot offend from inside you. If it is them that wins, it is them that you surrender your mind to. A keen coon eye will slice clean through time. See tomorrow like Martin MC. To fly and glimpse beyond those with crystal balls that feed you lies. Expand your horizons. Who's your master when your seafood dies? My thoughts feast, ripping apart meat with sharp teeth. Food is ideas, I chew my meals like shark meat. to be projected like movie rails on large screens. Esoteric perspectives, mirrors of similar things. Message takes flight. It's like a ninja star flings, and catching a weapon is necessary to fill my heartstrings. The spread of mutants, evolution through children, offspring, descending like Icarus with the impotence of his flawed wings. Apical pathways to safe in the last days. Things engraved aren't as easily erased as a flat page. I literally keep a base in the back cave, but I don't need a costume. You can't see me, I'm that big. I slip away like water with the heat to evaporate. Sublimation, I skip phases, that's how much I'm changing. Evolution, I'm a mutant that's never done mutating. Expand my mind like lung inflation with over-intoxication of oxygenation. Life's a pamphlet, it provides information. Do you take the time to analyze what it's saying? Or do you just accept what it offers without consideration? This is not something basic. It's deeper than the opposite of helium, talk and elation. My rhymes a series of dark innovations. Words are sharp and serrated. Liquid, my sword like Samehada for layman. It bites you and takes your life through your chakras deflation. You weaken as it feeds and leaves your body sedated. Lying awake, sleeping, you try to awaken, but fail, snare between two paradoxic occasions. Where you experience disorientation, like a dawn forever lost in a forest forsaken. Barely alive, you stare at the sky from your grave and ponder about how you got there, defies contemplation. This is not to be interpreted as depth or modification. I refer to the steps your mind follows throughout observation. Confronted with perspective, you process information. The depth I mentioned represents you responding by changing. Your prior self dies, murdered by conversation. The words one provides fertilize ovulation. Exercise your mind at all times. Let your neurons shine. Open the doors to the dormant sections you're neglecting below your skull wide. These regions will fluoresce like explosions in a dark sky, resulting in an evolved mind, sharp as sword.
I like my murders pretty ghastly and cunningly contrived.
Study with my eyes shut, construct thoughts, connect structures direct like fast forward forming plus architect. I wander alone, no roads I embark on treks on paths within that extend far beyond my steps. In the absence of light, the void where the dark collects. A world associated with magic like pulling cards from decks. I belong in Midian, living with other monsters, yet I'm trapped in a different dimension. With its cause of death, humans, they consider anything that evolves a threat. If food to think was up to humans, we would starve to death. We don't even know the ocean in all its depths, let alone what whole oceans of stars suggest. The fabric of space, a fluid state, what makes water wet. To ponder less will blow your mind like zombie death. The boat is time, those alive just swab the deck. Those who aimlessly wind to find a Clive Barker always deaf. Yesterday is nothing, pain is all that's left, everything gone. Today is nothing more than tomorrow's threat. To race a clock is the same as trying to conquer breath. The burden a person carries inside makes it hard to rest. Invisible, denser, more significant than scars on flesh. The art of stress is how does your skull digest? Will you fly or will you die, pairing off the nest? I-1, I'm the one to which he's walking next. And who walks beside him, guided by the motionless, none other than whoever is inclined to notice him. And so on and so forth, the story unfolds again, a complex sphere of disappearing loneliness. A hidden pool filled with the school of decomposing fish. The swim inside makes them feel alive like holding wrists. They look at the world with symbiotic eyes and coexist and ignore everything else on some eye of the beholder shit. I have to say, peace to catch his flow for this. I appreciate this beat you have bestowed me with. Not unlike these drums, my flow is sick. I throw darts like Brett Favre throws a pick. But back to the matter of traveling inside myself as if I ever left the turf of my forever quest. The mind's eye in search of a second breath. I see life burst forth from the depths of death. Dark and light, neither can exist on its own. But what if they were mixed in a bowl and placed in a stove? Perhaps I could make the sun more delicious than both. If they were each used to make separate dishes alone. All I know about this place is that it isn't my home. It's difficult to exit, but it's simple to cloak. It's like how the night and day watch visit the gloom. A place where the human race is not permitted to roam. A shadow dimension, telepathic physical phone. It's magic, it has no entrances closed to all but those who cast spells that got their injury bones. We fail to acknowledge anyone but our own. Our hatred is a living and breathing manifestation of defense against the genuine evil the planet is facing. This a difficult path in the labyrinth changes, yet it's still with all considered the meander is taken. It's like mutants protecting humans despite the fact that they hated and feared by the very peers that they are saving. It's the fact of life that life isn't black and white, it is gray. It's everything between, all color schemes amalgamated. It would take effort to successfully separate them, and peace lacks effort. It's pleasure, it's recreation, things differ. Desert plains and rivers, the light the day delivers is removed and replaced by the moon. The night vaguely glitters, hunters become the hunted. Summer finds its way to winter, life's a portrait. Relax while you paint the picture.
on the track. Yo, what happens when you close your eyes? Do you go to sleep or do you think? What the future brings is way beyond what you have seen. Everything you waiting for done came and gone. Metamorph and the better, more. And that was a while ago. Nowadays, all of that's nostalgia old. I'ma put you in the DeLorean and accelerate to 88 miles per hole. You are to you are, back to tomorrow. Show you the light, illuminate like lighter fluid on bags of charcoal. Take you deeper than what happens within the time before and after stars glow. Bottom line, I know what y'all don't. So shut up, listen damn it. Pretend that you schizophrenic. I'm the voice that's been implanted. You have no choice, you've been enchanted. So don't resist, withstand it, or you'll cease to exist and vanish. End up like the result of what Goku and Frieza did to Namek. Today there is no planet. You may be content with everything, but I'm living famished. A hunger for knowledge the size of Scooby and Shaggy's biggest sandwich. I won't rest until I'm powerful enough to make a wish and grant it. If only I can smoke marijuana without the tissue damage and regenerate cells like cells with the liver's advantage. Then I can at least find some peace while my goals are being reached. Record my progress over beats till I'm no longer incomplete. But instead my cells diminish and I approach death reluctantly. If life is as such as me, I smack his hand away. If you think that immortality is something that I can't attain, then you forget I am insane. Which is to attempt the same actions in pursuit of new results. Cause you and me both don't have a clue what the future holds.
Close your eyes. Sleep. Sleep. Relax. Look deep inside now, boy. In that secret place that only you know how to find. Sleep. Relax. Remember how it felt to fly in your dreams. Sleep. Sleep. Relax. Let your weight drop from your flesh. Sleep. Relax. Drift. Let the threads of gravity drop away. Sleep. Relax. Sleep. Drift. Float. Sleep. You will fly. You will fly. Give you levitation. Rise!
As soon as I decide to disappear, I dissolve. Rapidly fade like alcohol. Enter the sky, evaporate like the water that creates the clouds abroad. I am never not about to evolve. Thoughts, stellar emanation, dwell in the chamber of skull. For I obtain knowledge in the council of stars, and I am surrounded by galaxies taught. Instructed in incalculable arts by professors with methods only found in the dark. My mind is an amalgam of scars. They are flowers, my brain is a vase. A warrior struggles and should, for the warrior wages is long. But when your sword is brotherhood, the blade never dulls. Ryan Afternoon demonstrates with a song the three tasks that's conveyed by a fawn to a little girl who only wants to stay with her mom. Evolution in the labyrinth, the path is patternless, for there are no means by which to map it with. The way distinct for each who travels it. Hidden doors and secret passages, the maze lives. It hungers and eats as travelers. Most make the way to the end. I prefer to inhabit it and be digested forever, absorbed by happiness, with the intention of living the world as I imagine it, rather than as it is. Fuck a roadblock, I deviate, for I will not accept what I do not appreciate. Chained by time, held in a secret cage to the naked eye. Earth has a deceitful face, but if you see with blades sharp like an eagle's gaze, stare daggers on a cerebral plane. What you witness is ubiquitous, so much so it seems vague. It's like the Matrix when there is a glitch. Things change, the blur dissipates, sight becomes uniform. So vivid it seems mythical like unicorns. You'll have power over the invisible like Susan Storm, but with power comes responsibility. You've been warned, but do what you will. Your
Your destiny is just that. When the road forks and you go forth, you can always come back. But there is no erasing what's done in the past. You must live with your decisions in addition to adjusting your path. The difficulty represents your remorse. Proves your sincerity is switching your course. Embrace singularity with no support. And stay rigor mortis, stiff as a course. With independence of the mesmo delivery sort. A furry water chemical torch that explodes with solar centrifugal force to light the way for creativity dwarfs. For stimulation of what's typically dark. Cause when the power of physical thoughts bring shadows to life, for thoughts of a matter in the absence of light. One should gather rather than ask for advice. There is no substitute for having insight. It's up to you to have an appetite. You only taste the fruit after you bite. Fruition is a product of initiative, a distinct path you walk to get to it. My path will cross the infinite, for I resolve to experience like one does when one is curious. One love to all who are hearing this. I come bearing gifts, an esoteric vocabulary dish, a recipe prepared by Nix. It tastes so good, your pants will barely fit. He makes fire like rubbing a pair of sticks, very quick over a pile of dry leaves. His beat is beautiful like Muhammad Ali, when he floats and stings like a butterfly and a bee. And when I rhyme, I only compliment beats. That line is not derived from conceit, it's an honest belief. Listen to my songs and try not to agree. To say you don't, you have to lie through your teeth with microscopic deceit. My mind's not asleep, it's open wide so as to find what it seeks. The weight of ascension is the debut album by Killer Priest.
Honestly, Doug, a dragon...
But you weren't here. It had the claws and the wings.
That doesn't change the fact that dragons are mythical, as in mythical.
Mythical is just another word for not yet discovered.
Phantasmagoric, euphoric, theta recorded, brain performance, DNA contorted, beast made amorphous, the change is enormous. But it's not that I'm larger than the way I was before it. It's more that it provides me with the way to move forward without decay and rigor mortis. Like acid, that's methanoic or form it. So as I approach the future, standing tall like the dollar coast of phalanx, skull of an order. The past phase endures a proportion, which was plastered with the blatant disregard of an orphan. Your curiosity can go to Mars if you want it, like the rover NASA launched to conduct scientific processes on it. Who we are has been gone far too long. Many planetary orbits like bombs from Famicoms, airship fortress, very unfortunate. The plan saboteur abortionists when we receive his beats. You know what's coming, a powerful event. It's like bleeding in the ocean and seeing the approach of 1,000 dorsal fins. A mile around that form a disc and surrounding your within. I practice being senseless like how a war begins. So when I restore them, the strength will sprout when born again. Open like a corolla when the flower's forming it. Sure, I spit as if I've got a fountain for a head, but if you think I'm nice, Vice can balance a mountain on his pen.
Sarcoptic mage, lantern wise, venerated pagan, taboo, antiquarian, classified, tentacle, hobbling maneuver, castrated bondage, photog, paddle, bar, canoe, coffers in the quarter, belt makers, crucible. Wilted sitting bands in the condemned sectarium, mosquito breeder, brim cloister, birds and knots. Anatomist pocketbook with raised ridges, cobalt blue lattice work. Vertical hobnail, the art restorer, tar enforcer, embossed lettering on surgical gauze veils. 1970, year with no fetish, microbial, terminal broad flail, murder with cocktail, hurtful, biblical, petty provoked, discernible swan cell. Australia leading to electroplated plaintiffs, hedgerows rated, white side Parsons, rocketry research, cervical geodes, purple pitcher plant, spade sundew, one seemingly mudslinging upbringing, sedative sea sponges, box call, slag heap, sapo, tramp, mycelium, white plume.
I believe humanity was born from conflict, and all of us lives a dark side. Some of us choose to embrace it. It's as natural as the air we breathe. At some point, all of us are forced to face the truth. Ourselves. For me, that day is come.
Stars fall, space evolves, galaxies break apart. The way of life, there is no death, only rearranging parts. Nebulous sleep, solid spheres wait for cocoons. Planets form, whatever remains become moons. Atmospheres get trapped in gravitational pulls. It's all just a giant fluctuating balloon that changes and moves. I suffer from unillustratable wounds I can't remove. The pain is taking root like the death plant in Confrontation 2 versus Shinobi, paralyzed by Gamma when he made tattoos. Karama summoned the planet, stabbed Toya just as he made his move. He sowed a seed straight into his wound and reaped the finishing move. In just a minute it grew, but that took wisdom to do. I respect that, appreciate the skill and experience that's parallel at present to the past building of pyramids. What if the lines between worlds were only mirror thin? To us reflecting back be as real as we're staring in? How could you answer that without being arrogant? Ponder every facet of life, from shadow to light. Gather insight, then do the same with death in the afterlife. I know nothing, but that doesn't stop me from going hunting. I keep my barrel cocked and arrows knocked on my bow. I'm hungry, starving like a POW in a foreign country, and I will eat. You cannot keep food for thought from me. Get in my way and you'll get tossed in my tummy. Right along with the knowledge I'm hunting, I won't be bothered by dummies. Zombies like Solomon Grundy, hollow heads walking dead like you're exhausted and clumsy. You don't do shit, you just decay. So I do it at such a subtle pace. You should sublimate, just vaporize and fade the fuck away. Disintegrate, pretend you're in a race. Do it fast like moving through a wormhole as it's bending space. The only thing I know for sure is that religion's fate. I might be wrong like spinning plates recorded when on stage, but if I learn I am and I can go back, I still would feel the same. The whole foundation of that shit is insane. It's all black and white, there is no middle or gray. Ironically, that's the color representing the brain. I'm just telling it like it is, simple and plain. You should use yours instead of washing it and accepting things that are preposterous, like patty cake with a rhinoceros. Although that's more likely than God always watching us. People just want to feel safe. That's the reason they embrace faith and forsake science and space. They look in the mirror and lie right to their face. It's unfortunate, a bunch of contortionists who were raised and used as clay. Their originality forfeited, therefore they are not welcome in my orphanage. A cocoon for lifelong metamorphosis. It's more than wriggling like maggots getting wings. It's about transitioning like winter into spring. It's about the potential for every and anything. I approach evolution like a checkered winner's king. With a chip on my shoulder, kiss the ring. My thought process can only be deep. It's like water through the hole in the sink. What's without doesn't rule me. I've chosen to think beauty is what one beholds in a blink. What you see, not what you're told it should be. It is what you interpret. You decide when you know what it means. Right or wrong, you are affected. Choices have consequences. Take responsibility for your decided perspectives. Where most will be sure, I would have questions. I must be certain before I provide my acceptance. I will not make judgments based on assumptions. I will be patient when faced with conundrums. I will not forsake certainty for favorable hunches. There is too much at stake. One choice can reconstruct one's fate. Those who are patient will avoid making dumb mistakes. In my world, nothing is strength. Life is imagination, but you're afraid of such things. Fear is the brush that paints us insane. It's a wrongful determination, a consequence of interpretation. Why should what others think alter the journey you're taking? Fuck people, walk the earth like a vagrant, unconcerned with how they observe your paces. The eyes don't determine your destination. Be decisive, your future bears the burden of hesitation, which could quite possibly be post-mortem like detonation over tragic instrumentation. You appreciate love a great deal after living with hatred. That which is significant is the principal agent. You can't approach the past with simplification. People read their holy books and forsake the tablets that establish the inspiration. Like lizards that escape capture with amputation. Religion recreates tales with an active regeneration, and as such, the original doesn't match the replacements. It's different after the changes, so you are doomed to stay in your lane, stuck in traffic with no way to escape, and you'll always do it again the very next day. You're a drone. As long as there's a queen, you can't be on your own. You eat, sleep, and breathe when you're told. You regularly get fevers and colds because you take medicine instead of letting it leave on its own. No patience, you panic like Peyton Manning's feet when he throws, and therefore reap what you sown. Annihilation, peace on the globe. Cause and effect, leave me alone. That's all I request. Our only territory is what we grow our skulls to protect. That's why I stay lost in my head. To me, trespassing is the ultimate threat. There are many facets, multiple threads, like string theory offers in depth. While that theory may not be correct, things differ, that is not incorrect. So fuck anybody that opposes distinction. If puzzle pieces didn't vary, how would we link them? We can't see the bigger picture without its completion. Just as humans cannot ascend without their extinction. Perspective always changes how you will see shit. If you sought the secret of life and found it, you keep it. It's too valuable, that power is immense. You wouldn't want the wrong hands wrapped around it the least bit. The seesaw would slam and upset the balance of weakness. War zone is Moses in alchemical sequence. Peace to lost soul, I'm out, this is the end.
Hit the weapon market for a feathered starfish. I hold it in the palm of my hand and it takes flight like a Federation starship. Rotates as it locates and decapitates its target. It brings the head back to face its marksman for confirmation before it scratches its name off the parchment and fade off in the darkness with pale moon rays that are toxic, but not so much that they make me vomit. Just enough to make me feel the noise a bee makes when it's flying. I was distracted for a minute by an apparition, but I came back to the living like Lazarus did, or so you presume. The mind is a flower, it takes your whole life to bloom. You can't be certain even then if the extent to which it opens is full. All you can do is give it all the solar rays it can chew. There's so much water to drink, a boat can sail on it too. Feeds your head like the Murder Fist track 3 suggests. Peace the Lotus and the CDs he pressed. One of the first cats to have me impressed. When I discovered my space before my feet were wet, I thought I was by myself as far as MCs could stretch, but I learned the world had many secrets left. Weapon market.
Thoughts a night breed, monsters that like to feed. Darkness, biting false light until it leaves. The pursuit of long life by any means, to escape the two worlds I'm in between, by embracing being immortal in my dreams. Safe in the way that the forest extends its leaves. The trees speak, the voice is serene. A peaceful storm of sticks and leaves that swirl and behave like a world of organic machines, just as if they morph into beasts. A race is pure, formula free, too complex to be defined at such a normal degree. The understanding is beyond your corporeal means. Food for thought in order to eat, one must hunt for primordial seeds, the roots of which explode below the soil so deep it would take ages just to explore the debris. No matter how many stories I read, additional chapters pour from my ink. I pick up where the author's left off when I think. I don't sleep, I just close my eyes and don't blink, and experience a minute's time as a whole week. Knowledge so deep it compresses itself into a size you need a microscope to see. My mind is open, free to focus, G. We are who we're supposed to be, those who know or those who don't believe. By definition, that's what knowing means. With chaos on the beat, disorder is pouring over me. I arrange it in the order that it's supposed to be, and spit it like blood when bitten while in a cobra squeeze. I search for significance, the lights of honeycomb the bees. We're all dying, the human body is just a slow disease. Divine logic combined with the symbiosis release. The things we humans cling to become augmentingly obsolete. Despite the fact I speak with argumentative diplomacy, and you realize what I'm saying is true, you all pretend you don't agree. Lost within your own beliefs and then makers you won't perceive. A creature with the mind is by design supposed to think, yet you question nothing other than your own instincts. I love nature more than I realize. Plants and animals make me feel alive, but I am decaying, so I steal time. I adopt a perspective that is contraceptive and that I'm protected. When I think of death, I substitute die with exit. Why, in order to experience peace, must I be resting? Or is death convalescence? It's what I think of as life a disease. Am I infected? Perhaps that's why it's not pleasant. I love nature more than I realize. Plants and animals make me feel alive, but I am decaying, so I steal time. I adopt a perspective that is contraceptive and that I'm protected. When I think of death, I substitute die with exit. Why, in order to experience peace, must I be resting? Or is death convalescence? It's what I think of as life a disease. Am I infected? Perhaps that's why it's not pleasant.